Well, and I think also like the younger generation, so like people under 30, under 35 even, they've been.
Thank you for that. No, that's going to go a long way for me. I'm 33.
Oh,
and you said young people under 30,
I think
and then you said 35.
Yeah, because you and Ben were talking about that on the show, and somebody was like, why is Ben older than my dad? Because he's older, right?
Oh, he's like 40. No, I think he's 35.
Well, okay, so people, I mean, and everybody, right?
But young people, under 35.
Yeah, under 35. And, oh man, the train totally left the station.
Sorry.
So yeah, under 35, a lot of frustration because like, like for me, I was born like right when the tech crisis was happening. So like you're born into a crisis, and then the financial crisis happens, a pandemic happens, there's a land war in Europe. And so I think for a lot of people, it's like, wow, like things are just like the system is always trending towards disorder, and there's just no escape. So like, why wouldn't we have a recession, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a constant.
Yeah.
Every time we begin to recover, they're like, we fucked it up again.
And there's a lot of financial nihilism too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like the New York Times had a good article about that, where it's just like, why would I save for the future? Like there's a climate crisis. Like there's all this stuff that is concerning. So I think, yeah, to your point, if something good happened, and there's a lot of good things happening, but if something good happened, I think a lot of people would be like, it's just going to get bad again, you know?
I mean, just from like real life, because I'm 33, and a lot of people my age are, getting married and starting to like decide about kids and stuff. And I went to New York, I think it was last August, right when that IPCC report came out about like, they were like, we fucked it. It's done. We're not going to make it. And, I was meeting up with people I hadn't seen in a long time and talking to them. Everyone was just so like despondent, and they were, a couple of my friends were like, what have I been saving money for? I was like, I'm just going to start spending it. I don't fucking care. Like none of it's going to be here. And my one friend said he's been microdosing retirement, and he really he's been traveling and just spending all his money.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that boat, especially after being, locked inside for a couple of years with the pandemic and stuff. I think there's a lot of excess demand for that sort of lifestyle. Yeah.
Tell me what's going on in the housing market.
Well, so house prices are sort of going down. Rents are going down a little bit. But that's also another interesting thing. It's like, so the Fed's been raising rates, right, in order to battle inflation. And where most of the impact is showing up is in the housing market, because mortgage rates went from like 3.5% all the way up to 7%.
Right.
So if you wanted to get a house, you're just like basically straight out of luck right now.
Because that means you are seeing housing prices come down, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily more affordable.
Right. Yeah. It's rate of change, not level.
Because with these, but with these new interest rates, you're going to be paying a lot per month for less house.
Yeah, exactly. So affordability has just completely cratered.
And and inflation is slowing on houses, but they're still more expensive than they were a year ago, right? They're still
yes, higher. Yeah. Everything is still more expensive. There's just a lot of supply constraints, and people don't want to, because there's uncertainty around the economy. People don't want to move. And they don't want to, like 32 million. So there's like houses and rents, and I'm kind of like mixing up the two a little bit. But like 32 million people have no mortgage, right? So they're not going to move. Right. And so that's a total.
Like that means they've paid off their home.
Yeah.
They don't have a mortgage payment.
Right.
They just own
the home.
An asset that's going to keep appreciating. No, I truly can't imagine.
I know. Yeah. But they own it outright. They pay no money to live there,
except property taxes, maybe.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But fuck them.
Not California. California's weird about anyway. Yeah. But so there's those people. They're not going to sell their homes. They're not going to move. Like, why would they? And then like I think it's a third of the housing market is owned by boomers, and they're probably not going to move either, because like they're pretty much strapped in for a little bit. And so there's just not a lot of supply coming to market. And there's also not a lot of supply being built, because home builders are like, whoa, things are pretty wacky out here. We're not going to build up new homes. Like, who's going to move in? And so like, that's also an issue too.
And is it more expensive for them to build right now too?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's more expensive for them to build, and they're worried that people will not buy them once they're built.
Yeah. And so, there's a lot of worries about like the actual materials that are being used to build these homes now too. Yeah.
Okay. Am I ever going to be able to own a home?
I mean, home prices are going down. And it'll depend on like how supply hits the market. Like I think the biggest thing is like people feeling a little bit more confident again, because like that's a huge part of what drives the overall economy. And
never feel confident.
well, I don't know what to tell you there. It's neither do I.
But I don't think it has anything to do with the Fed.
But I don't know. Maybe it's to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it on the Fed.
The Fed is why I feel bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting.